So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the class on investment management, where we are discussing the year 2020 question paper of the subject investment management. And in that, we have done all the numericals. You can see question number 2B, this numerical already I have done. Then 2C already we have done. Then 5B already we have done. 5C we have done. Then 6C we'll do now in this today class. After that 7B already we have done. Okay, 7B already we have done. 7C already we have done. And case study also we have done. So for your senior, this question paper, today numerical, what I'm going to do, this will be the last numerical. Okay, everyone. So let's discuss this. So let's discuss this problem. So you can see this question. So you can see this question. So this is the question related to the bond market. You can see this question. So this problem is related to the bond debt instrument or bond market. So in this question it is given that you are evaluating two bonds. So the names are given BOX flexi bond and COX safety bond. There are two bonds are there. Okay, coupon rates of both the bonds are given to you. That is 10% and 12%. So their coupon rates are given to you. So the coupon rate of them are 10% and 12% are their coupon rate. So 10% and 12% are their coupon rate. So two debt instruments are given. Okay, so their coupon rate are given. You know what is coupon? Coupon is the rate of interest what you get on the debt instrument because except the money market debt instrument. So money market debt instruments are those instruments which have maturity less than 1 year. So beyond that, all the debt instrument gives coupon. So while money market debt instruments are called a zero coupon instrument, that's why money market instruments are always issued at discount. So when we talk about coupon-based instrument, so there's a rate of interest which the debt instrument issuer gives to the investors for being invested in the debt instrument. So that coupon or interest you can think like parallel as a dividend, but payment of dividend is not the compulsion for the company, but the payment of interest or coupon is the compulsion for the company. So coupon percentage, when we look into the coupon percentage, you have to understand this coupon percentage, whatever is given. So if you want to convert that percentage into number, so you have to understand that the coupon is always calculated on the face value. So the face value of the both the bond is given to you 1,000 rupees. The face value of both the bond is given to you 1,000 rupees. The maturity period is 5 years for both the bond. The current market price for the bonds is given to you. So for BOX that is 964 and COX that is 850 and the yield till maturity is also given that is 8% for both the bond. So let me write it down first. So you have two bonds. So you have BOX and then you have COX, you have BOX and then you have COX. The coupon percentage is the coupon percentage is different. This is 10%. This is 12%. So the coupon percentage is different. Their maturity period is different. So the year to maturity, so the maturity period is different. This is 5 year. Both are 5 year debt instruments. So both are 5 year debt instrument. So both have maturity of 5 year. Face value of both the bond is 1,000 rupees. Face value, if you look into the face value, so the face value of the both the bond is 1,000 rupees. Face value of both the bond is 1,000 rupees. Face value of both the bond is 1,000 rupees and current market price. So if you look into the price, if you look into the price, so the current market price of BOX is 964. Current market price of BOX is 964 and COX is 850 and COX is 850 and their yield till maturity is 8% and the yield till maturity is 8% for both the debt instrument. Yield till maturity is 8% for both the instrument. The yield till maturity is 8% for both the instrument. So what you have to do, you have to calculate the current yield. What do you mean by current yield? So when I use the term current yield, what do you mean by current yield? There are two yield. Yield means return. Yield means return. So whenever we use the term yield, yield means return. So the return, what we talk about. So your yield in the case of debt instruments are of two types. It can be current yield, or it can be yield till maturity, or it can be yield till maturity, or it can be yield till maturity. So current yield, when you talk about current yield, what is current yield? So in the case of current yield, we only talk about what is the present value of that bond. So what is the current return what I can get from that bond? That is what is current yield. While yield till maturity basically means if I hold the debt instrument till its maturity, where all the coupons what I'll receive, I'll reinvest all that coupon at certain X percentage interest rate. So then the minimum rate of interest what I'll get on my debt instrument. So that is called a yield till maturity. That so while the current yield, whenever we talk current yield is nothing but it is basically the coupon. What is the coupon what you receive? So whatever is the coupon you receive, annual coupon, whatever normally. So whatever is your annual coupon. So that is your current yield divide by. So this is your current yield divide by the price of the debt instrument. That is called the price of the debt instrument. Divide current price of the debt instrument into 100. So you do this. This is called current yield. This is called current yield. So when we say current yield means we just concentrate on the present value. So what is the present value of the debt instrument? So that is current yield. So annual coupon what you receive from the debt instrument. So what is the coupon what you are getting from the debt instrument? So you will see that a return, the coupon what you are getting from the debt instrument, you will see that as a return in the term of the price of the debt instrument. That is called current yield. So here you can see the coupon, the value of coupon. If you see this coupon percentages, they are given in coupon percentages. So these values are written in percentages. So what you can do, you can find the, the value of this, that is called as coupon. So the coupon of this first BOX is 10%. Face value is 1,000 rupees. So find the 10% of 1,000 rupees. So the 10% of 1,000 rupees would be 100 rupees. Very simple. Similarly, for CUX, the coupon rate is 12%. Face value is 1,000 rupees. So the coupon value would be 120 rupees. So the coupon value would be 120 rupees. So you got their coupon. This is their coupon value, and you got their price. You got their coupon. You got their price. Now what you do? So basically, when we talk about the current yield is basically the coupon divided by price into 100. So that is basically the current yield. That is what we call as the current yield. So that we call that as a current yield. So here, if I talk about the current yield, if I talk about the current yield, if we talk about the current yield, if I talk about the current yield of BOX, if I talk about the current yield of BOX, so that is coupon. So what is a coupon? Coupon by price into 100. So coupon is 100 rupees. So divide by price is 964 rupees. Price is 964 rupees into 100. That is the current yield. That is the value of current yield. While for the current yield for COX, while the current yield for COX, so that would be equal to that is equal to, so the coupon is 120 rupees divided by 850 rupees into 100. Okay, you do this, you'll get the current yield of COX. You'll get the current yield of COX. So you can do this calculation. So with this, you will get the current yield of BOX and COX. So you can try this calculation. So current yield, when we talk about current yield, in the case of current yield, we don't believe on time value of money. So we simply focus on the what is the current value uh, I can expect from this debt instrument to the return in the present sense. So here we are least bothered about what can happen to the value of the underlying asset in the future or what has happened in the past. We are simply focusing on the present, and by looking at the present, by looking at that value, we simply concentrate on these values. That calculation we basically do on based on this. So you can do this calculation. Okay, everyone. So you can do this current yield. So here, if I see this divide by 964, this is 10.37. So the current yield of BOX is 10.37344%, and the current yield of COX, if I do current yield of COX 120 divided by 850 into 100, 14.11. 14.11. With this, you will get the current yield of BUX and CUX. Okay, everyone. So this is how we do the current yield calculation. Here, everyone. So first thing you had to determine the current yield. So we have determined the current yield for both of them. It was very easy to do. Anyone have any confusion? Any doubt? Anyone? So current yield formula, current yield formula is the annual coupon divided by the price of the debt instrument into 100. Now the next thing what you have to do, you have to calculate the duration. Now the next thing you have to calculate is the duration. So when we talk about the duration, next thing we have to calculate is the duration. And when we talk about the duration, so this is basically the formula for the duration. This is the formula of your duration. So basically durations are of two types. So when we talk about duration, durations are of two types. So one is called Macaulay duration, one is called Macaulay duration, and the another duration is called modified duration. So in the case of duration, what we basically do when we have to find the duration, what we do, we multiply the time with the present value of the cash flow. So we multiply that time with the present value of the cash flow. So we multiply that time with the present value, whatever the future cash flow what you're getting. So whatever you future cash flows, whatever you're getting, we multiply that time with the cash flow. Okay, and then the same thing we do for the we multiply the time with the face value. We multiply the time with the face value divide by 1 plus YTM to the power P, and this whole we divide by the price of the debt instrument. So this is what we call as the Macaulay duration. This is what we called as the Macaulay duration. So Macaulay duration basically measures the slope of the line if we try to plot between the price of the debt instrument with the yield till maturity of the debt instrument. So that actually measures by Macaulay duration. So if you see, you know that the price of the debt instrument is inversely proportional. You know that the price of a debt instrument is inversely proportional to the yield till maturity. So the graph should be like this because they're inversely proportional. So the graph should be like this. So this line, the straight line, what you're getting, the slope of this line, if you want to measure, so we use duration for that, Macaulay duration and modified duration. So you do the differentiation of the price of the debt instrument. So this is coupon what you're getting. So this is the formula. This is the formula for the price of the debt instrument. This is the formula for the price of your debt instrument. This is your formula for your price of your debt instrument. This is your formula for your price of your debt instrument. So in this formula, what you have the price of this debt instrument. So in this formula, if you do the differentiation of the price with respect to the yield till maturity, you do the differentiation of the price with respect to the yield till maturity. So then if you apply differentiation of x to the power n, so you'll get nx to the power n minus 1. So here if you solve this, so you get minus 1 divided by 1 plus ytm. If you do the differentiation, you get y divided by 1 plus ytm plus 2y divided by 1 plus ytm square plus 3y. If you do the differentiation, you get 3y divided by 1 plus ytm to the power 3. Like this you get n open divided by 1 plus ytm to the power n plus nfb. Fb means face value, divided by 1 plus ytm to the power n. So this is what we got if you do the differentiation. I hope you remember differentiation. Once you do this, then once you have done this, now once you have done this, so if you divide the price by both numerator, if you divide the price with both LHS and RHS, divide the price with both LHS and RHS, so you will get the same thing, coupon divided by 1 plus YTM plus 2 coupon divided by 1 plus YTM square plus 3 coupon divided by 1 plus YTM to the power 3. So like this till n coupon divided by 1 plus YTM to the power n plus n face value divided by 1 plus ytm to the power n. So this whole divided by the price. This all together, this is what we see. This is what we see. We call this as the Macaulay duration. This what we see. This we called as the Macaulay duration. This what we see. We call this as a Macaulay duration. This is called as Macaulay duration. This is called as Macaulay duration. So Macaulay duration. This is what you see. This all together. This is called as Macaulay duration. Okay, everyone. So Macaulay duration. If you in place of that you can write Macaulay duration. So minus you can write this is minus 1 by 1 plus ytm. That will be equal to 1 by p dp by d of ytm. So now this what you see. This is called as modified duration. Now what you see this all together is called as modified duration, which is the another tool to measure the duration. This is called as modified duration. What you see, this is called as modified duration. So this is called as modified duration. This is what you call, see, we call this as a modified duration. Minus of modified duration is equal to 1 by p dp of d of yt. You can remember this formula. So this formula will help us to exist the relationship between the change in the price of the debt instrument with respect to the change in the YTM. So whenever we talk about price and YTM, they are inversely proportional. So whenever we talk about the price and YTM, they are inversely proportional. So that inversely proportionality we can understand with minus sign. So that we can understand with minus sign. So you can remember this relationship whenever you have to solve the problem. So this will help you to understand the relation. So for this problem, what we have, if I ask you find the duration, we already found the current age. If I ask you find the duration of these debt instruments, so that also you can do by using the same formula. So coupon rate is given, yield till maturity is given, maturity period is given, face value is given. Face value is 1,000 rupees for both the bond. The prices are also given. So for BUX price is 964, CUX the price is 850. and the rate of coupon percentage is also given to us. So we and the period of maturity is 5 years, so we can calculate the duration. So we can calculate their duration. So so here what I can do, here I can use the same. Okay, everyone. So I can use the same logic here. So for both the duration, duration for BUX, duration for BUX. First, I'll find the duration for BUX. So what is the coupon rate? You know that coupon value already I have calculated. Coupon value is 100 rupees and the maturity is 5 years and they're paying the coupon annually. They're paying the coupon annually. So coupon is how much? 100 for 5 years. So this is 100 for 5 years. So this is 100 for 5 years. This is 100 for 5 years. Then the face value is 1000 rupees. Both face values 1000 rupees. And the YTM, what is YTM? The yield till maturity is 8%. So YTM is 8%. So the present value of cash flow, so that would be this coupon. How to find the present value of cash flow? Coupon divided by 1 plus 8% to the power 1. So you can find for each year. So you can find it for each year. So you can find it for each year the same thing. So you know how to find the present value. In last year, what you do when you do this? So in last year, what you do? So here, take both because on that the year when it is maturing, you're getting both coupon and the face value. So take the coupon and the face value. So with this, you will get the price of the debt instrument. So this is the price, but price is already given, so we cannot use the price. Logically, this should be the price, but we cannot use the price because this is the theoretical price, but in reality, it may be trading at different value. It is given in the problem. So the price of the instrument is given as 964. So in market, this is trading for 964. Market it is trading for 964. Okay. Now what you can do, if it not given, then price would have been the sum of this. The price is always the sum of the present value of the future cash flow. That is actually your price. So that is actually your price. So that we consider as the price. Okay. But in the market, it may or may not be trading at this value. So logically, the price of the debt instrument should be the sum total of this value. Logically, it should be the sum total of this value. Logically, it should be 1079. Logically, it should be 1079. But it may or may not trade at that value depending upon the market demand and supply. So you can find the price of this debt instrument, which is given, that is 964. 964 is given here. Then find the time into present value of cash flow. This is present value of cash flow multiply with the time. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. So do the same thing here. So this is the sum of T into present value of cash flow. You got this. Okay. So what is basically your Macaulay duration? So what is basically your Macaulay duration? Your Macaulay duration is basically the sum of what you get, that T into present value of cash flow. This if you divide by the price of the bond, what you get, this is called as Macaulay duration. This sum, this sum what you get, which is the sum of P into present value of cash flow. If you divide this with the present, if you divide this with the price of bond, so you will get the Macaulay duration. And this, if you divide with the rate of interest, which is your 8%, what you get is called as modified duration. This is the way how you need to do this question. Here, so with this, so you got the Macaulay duration. So very simple. Anyone, any confusion, any doubt? So this is the duration calculation of BOX. This is the duration calculation of BOX. Similarly, I do the duration calculation of COX the same way I do the duration calculation of COX company. So when I talk about COX company, so COX also have the life of 5 years. Okay, it also have the life of 5 years, and the price of that is 850. The price of that is 850. Let me hide this. So the data is not relevant to us. So when I talk about COX, the price is 850. When I talk about COX, the price is 850. Okay, the coupon rate is how much? How much is this coupon rate? 120 rupees. Coupon rate is 120 rupees. And their face value is also 1000 rupees. And yield to maturity is also 8%. Okay, so then everything is done. Same way, BOX and COX, same way. Anyone, any doubt? So the only COX, the coupon rate is 120 rupees. BOX, the coupon rate was 100 rupees, and YTM is same in both case. Both are of 5 year, and price of the bond were different. So in BOX it was 964, in COX it is 850, and then we simply apply the formula of Macaulay duration and modified duration, and we get the answer. Anyone, any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? So durations are basically of two types, macular duration and modified duration. So duration basically measures the sensitiveness of the price of the debt instrument with respect to the yield till maturity of the debt instrument. So 1% change in YTM, how much will bring the negative change on the price of the debt instrument, because we know that they are inversely proportional. So that value which measures that change or the slope of that change, that is what is the duration. Durations are of two types, a macular duration and modified duration. So macular duration is sum total of the present value of the future cash flows when it is multiplied with the time, and then it is divided by the price of the debt instrument. So sum total of that will give you the macular duration. While when we talk about modified duration, so macular duration divided by uh, 1 plus YTM is your modified duration. 1 minute.